Hey everyone, welcome to Lore Party, the podcast that explores the lore, characters, and universes of our favorite video games. My name's Abu, and today I'm joined by a healthy section of the Lore Party team. A lot of y'all really showed up today for a fun, casual little end of the year game of the year discussion.
Wouldn't miss it. Happy to be here.
Casual is not what I would
Casual, yeah,
describe
we'll see
this.
how heated it gets. I mean,
Let's
Wade over
yeah.
here is ready to
I'm cutting
throw
throats. I'm
fisticuffs.
throwing hands.
It's casual for now.
I got a list.
Yeah. So the game plan for today is very, very simple. This is non-scripted. We're just going to have a fun end of the year chat before we all head out for the holidays and wrap up our 2022. We all played a lot of video games this year, of course, and we decided to come to this conversation with two selections, two game of the year nominations. One is just a game that we happened to play in 2022, but didn't necessarily come out this year. And then the other selection is a genuine 2022 game that released this year, that we played this year, and that we had a lot of fun with. So we each have two nominations. We're going to share them. We're going to defend them. We're probably going to rip each other's nominations to shreds, and it'll be fun.
It's all love.
Can't wait.
Respectfully.
Right.
We have honorable mentions too.
Yes.
There's other
Yeah,
stuff that's
yeah.
out there.
I insisted.
Yeah, totally. It's some of us are less decisive than others. So
Well, I have a decisive goatee. I just gotta pay respects to nine other games that that I
We're
played.
just spoiled for choice these days. There's just too much good stuff to pick.
Dude, wait till we get to next year.
Oh,
It's like 2007 all over again.
yeah,
it really
that's
is.
so true. Okay, well, Connor, you're the first person on my screen.
Okay,
Do you want to kick it off for us and share your two selections?
absolutely, love to. Yeah. So for my two categories, I kind of welshed a little bit. I hedged a little bit because I have two-way ties for both of them. It's kind of hard to just really come down on a single, because for games that came out in 2022, games that I played this year that came out this year, it's down to God of War Ragnarok, which I'm currently playing and just am blown away by. I'm just as soon as I started playing, as soon as I really started digging into the meat of it, I was like, this is the best game I've played this year. But at the same time, I'm tempered by another game I played earlier this year that I also recently finished, Horizon Forbidden West, another PS5 game that was just I'm just in love with. So it's hard to say God of War Ragnarok is my decisive goatee this year because I haven't finished it. I'm still in the process of playing it. It's just so good, and I'm so enjoying it so much. And I've had such a hard time putting it down. Like the first few times I played it, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a contender. But having finished Forbidden West, I know the full scope of the game. I know the story and all the activities it has to offer, and I just remember feeling like, Zero Dawn was one of my favorite PS4 games, and it was such a great experience. And then when I played Forbidden West, I just thought this was such a perfect sequel. It's like everything good about the first game, just kind of tuned up and turned up to 11. And so I loved Forbidden West so much, and Ragnarok's the same way. Another perfect sequel, amazing follow up to an amazing game. So they're just kind of like two sides of a coin almost. Just PS5 adventures that are really gripping, really fun, and really rewarding story wise. So it's just got to be a tie between those two for me personally.
Yeah.
And then for games that I played this year that didn't come out this year that just were favorites, actually two pretty under the radar indie games. It's funny, I bought them at the same time. I kind of played them around the same time, and they were both on sale on Steam at the same time. So it's kind of like they played parallel with me. One is called Project Wingman, which is a flight simulator. Well, not a simulator, but kind of like an Ace Combat type aircraft game. That was I think it was published through Humble Bundle Studios, basically. It was kind of like one of those games, and it originally came out in 2020, I believe. And so I'm coming to it late, but that was just an incredibly fun, very rich experience. Really cool story mode, really cool conquest mode. Just fun. I mean, I think I really got into it this past summer in 2022, right after I saw Top Gun Maverick. So,
Oh my god.
I saw a bundle on Twitter that was like Top Gun Maverick and a flight stick, and people were saying like, "Hey, Project Wingman." This
yeah,
is
I
Yeah,
can't
that was in
lie.
the conversation. Yeah.
When you said Project Wingman, I thought Connor was like, I'm playing a dating sim.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. I was like,
It's an early access dating simulator, you know.
like
Yeah,
I
That's
was,
why it's still project in the name.
If
Like
you
I-
pledge to the Kickstarter now, you get access to Mystery as an unlockable character. He's a pickup artist character you can play as. But no,
here
that would be a good name for a dating sim game. That wouldn't be
Maybe
bad.
that one
Project
like
Wingman.
that like pickup line simulator game. I don't know if anyone remembers that, the FMV thing.
no,
There were a
I
bunch of those.
I don't want to
on,
remember.
on like
Okay.
Yeah, but if
Okay.
you
I think
have
you're
to
It's-
telling a
you
little
can't
bit on
date.
yourself, Wade. But that's
Oh
okay.
yeah, there's I played all. I think there's like 4 of them.
I did you see the
I have not played
eyebrow
that.
raise that
For-
Wade did?
Very
He was
divisional.
like,
For
though.
the record, this is a bit, but those games are real.
They are real. No. I remember
Project
like,
Wingman though, you can't actually. You're not the one dating. You're helping everybody.
What
get
if
dates.
it's-
That's the whole
yeah.
point.
You're the
A
assist.
flight sim with a dating like visual novel side of it.
Yeah, like after
That
a
would
mission-
sell.
After a mission, you flirt with your fellow pilots, and
Yeah, it's like Persona but with jets.
you're
Hey, let's
just a
fund it.
private jet pilot looking for love.
hey, lore Party
Nice.
Studios, let's get that
I
publishing.
think there is something there. Not to derail this, but yeah.
No, well, no, we're talking about our goatees, but we're also taking notes on games we want to develop when Lore Party Studios launches, which any day now, right, Abu? Any
For
day
sure.
now.
Yeah, we're working on it.
But anyway, but no, it was so funny. My wife and I went and saw Top Gun Maverick in theaters this past summer, and it was just so much fun. I was like, dude, this is awesome, and yeah, I saw Project Wingman in the store. It's like that looks fun, and so, but no, a really fun game, really cool. Just no frills. But the the other side of the tie for games that I played this year is another really cute little indie game called The Gunk. The Gunk. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It's just the Gunk Gunk, and it's this honestly just really amazing, really charming little indie game, kind of platformer adventure, where it's about these two like space explorers who crash land on a mysterious alien planet. It's overrun with this floating goop that kind of kills everything it touches, and we have to suck it up with your like robo gauntlet, which has a vacuum built into it. It's actually a little bit like
There's a lot of
Super Mario
sus names.
Sun-
Like,
It's honestly like it reminds me a little bit of like Super Mario Sunshine, where like you're cleaning up the environment and like you're exploring. And this is this really charming little story. But like what really grabbed me about it was the art style, the music, the atmosphere. It was all just so memorable. And it's actually a pretty short little game. It's I think if I can look at my stats really quick, I think let me see how long I played it for.
Look at them stats.
Yeah, about 8 hours. Like you can wrap it up in about 7 or 8 hours. It's a
love
pretty
that.
nice little bite-sized experience, and just again really cute, really charming. A lot of personality to it, and it was memorable. It was like short, sweet, to the point, and just a fun little ride. So. The Gunk and Project Wingman, both very different games, but I kind of played them at the same time, and they were just probably the most memorable little indie games I played this year. So they were kind of the foil to my bigger budget AAA, PS5 games that were probably my game of the year contenders this year. So that's what I've got. That's been my so many honorable mentions though. I mean, Dark Tide came out this year with a bang. It's still. Wade and I could probably talk about Dark Tide all day.
I mean, I only played a little bit, as much as my PC would allow, but
Right,
with
yeah.
my minimum
little
spec
wonky.
GPU,
Yeah.
with an already kind of wonky technically game.
Yeah, Dark Tide's getting patched. It's probably like the progression and the inventory and the loot like were not great, but the combat is solid. Like the gameplay loop, the core gameplay loop.
Dude, the music is
is amazing.
Jesper
Yeah.
Kidd, the composer of Assassin's Creed 2.
Jesper Kidd. Now, if you want to talk about a goat, like goat
Mhm.
composer, Jesper Kidd right there.
Legitimately contender for my favorite soundtrack of the year, in a year where Elden Ring and God of War came out.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Just
Jesper Kidd
that
also
heavy
did-
industrial with the choirs. Oh my god.
It gets like a little bit of 80s techno there. here and
Yeah.
there. It's so good. No, Jesper Kidd. He also made the music for Freedom Fighters back in the day. That's an amazing game, amazing soundtrack. Anyway, no, there's so much good stuff that came out this year, but those are probably my highlights. So that's what I've got. Who's
Nice.
next?
Those are great picks.
Thanks.
All right.
Silent clap.
Lawrence, you are next on my screen, Lawrence. So the mic is yours.
Woo! All right, so I'm cheating because
And then I get yelled at for being indecisive.
Oh.
We got
I just
Okay.
start right off the bat and say I'm cheating. So no one on the internet is like, well, wait a minute, because technically this game released this year. It had a physical release this year, but the game itself came out like 3 days before I got married the year before. So like it still counts. So we're gonna go the physical release. My game of the year contender is Eastward. Eastward was like a fantastic, just like crazy little like 2D indie game that this like it was like a small Shanghai development team came up with, but it is like the music is fucking amazing. Like you guys got to watch the trailer and like instantly you want to play the game. The story is like surprisingly deep for it being this like just kind of like quick pick up and put down kind of game. And it's just like honestly it's a great story. It kind of feels like you're playing or it's like paying homage to like Earthbound, like Dragon Warriors. It sort of feels like you're playing The Last of Us a little bit, and it's all in this like really kind of like cute package. This is a very like just like underrated game. Fantastic. I would recommend it, and it's on Game Pass. You know, not to promote anything here, but if you want to play it right now,
the greatest deal in gaming.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hashtag sponsored by X. Actually, we're not. Yeah, I shouldn't say that.
No actual sponsorships here, but no. It's,
But if
it's
Phil
like,
Spencer wants to get in touch, by all
yeah, I
means.
mean, if he wants to pay me some money, I'll promote Game Pass all.
I
day.
mean, like, you know, he might be a little busy with getting sued by the FTC, but
Oof.
word,
anyway.
but
Got him.
I mean, no disrespect to Phil personally, just saying.
you know, just you gotta, you know, beat the case, I guess. But this honestly, fantastic fucking game. Like I would recommend it for anyone. Like once you pick it up, you won't put it down. And it also has the bonus of having a like secondary game inside of the game. So it's like a game turducken. There's
Like
a
Castlevania Symphony of the Night type situation. or-
Gameception.
there's this like arcade game that is like a
Oh, I
focal
see.
point of the story called Earthborn, but it plays like Dragon Warriors. So like you can basically any town you're in, you put in a cartridge and you can play the game, and it has these like little collectibles that aren't NFTs. You know, they just stay in the game. They stay in the game. You don't use real money, and they're not minted to anyone's blockchain or whatever the fuck. But
The
it's
blockchain
just
does not lie.
What a concept.
but it's so good. Like I almost if I could like route the audio properly on my computer right now, I would play the soundtrack from the trailer. It's that good. And so I also say that like my secondary game, and I have a secondary game and an honorable mention. So, you know, about to let it fly. My secondary game that didn't come out this year would be 2064 Read Only Memory, another indie game from a small studio. Like, love that game. Storytelling, like mystery game where, you know, that also has this like cyberpunk element where you're dealing with like the first sapient machine and you're an underpaid reporter in San Francisco in the future. It is a great game. It is like that studio like kicked ass on that. The music is amazing. There's narration. The voice acting is good. Like, damn. They're also coming out with a sequel to that game sometime soon. Who knows? Indie studio. So that's my secondary. And then my honorable mention is The Last of Us remake. It's the second remake of The Last of Us that I have actually played. So
But
I'm
that
like,
came out this year, so shouldn't
yeah.
that be the this year Goatee?
I mean, no, because I already cheated.
I know.
I already cheated.
Only
So-
one
I'm just trying to make something, you know, I don't know.
Getting on
Right,
double
right.
jeopardy now.
So the
yeah,
rules are
yeah. I was like,
meaningless.
I'm not doing it twice now. The
Like, let's
internet
mess this all the way up.
the internet can only take so much cheating. But no, The Last of Us, like honestly, this is the second remake of The Last of Us 1. And I have paid for that game twice. So like that should say something. Fantastic story, as always. nice little additions, updated graphics. It was fun being Joel and power slamming someone's face into a brick wall because you just decided to go in and shoot everything instead of doing the stealth route.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, it does.
That was like the first game I ever did like a ghost run of certain sections where it's like I didn't attack anybody, nobody saw me, and I was like, can I do that in this game? And then it just kept going. I was like, okay, I think I did it. I was blown away.
Yeah, it's doing my favorite thing to do is to throw a beer bottle, wait till people congregate in an area, then hit them with the cocktail, and then just burn them. It's it's a fun game.
For psychopaths, yes.
It's a fun psychopathic game.
Never
But,
piss
hey,
off Lawrence. Jeez.
yeah, I've learned all of my survival tactics from The Last of Us. So if you see a beer bottle hit the ground randomly, don't go investigate.
Yeah. And also the show's coming out soon, so
The show, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
the show.
I've actually been kind of eyeballing the remake now that some time has passed, and now there's fewer things that I feel like I have to play, and with the show coming out, I'm probably gonna be in the mood again, so I may
Oh, I beat that
do it
game
again.
I probably beat that game like 6 times. So when I played the remake,
Yeah.
I was flying.
I platinumed it on PS4, which included the multiplayer, which was a
Wow.
process. So yes, I
Yeah, I think
100% with you on that.
pretty sure the remaster, the PS4 version, is on PlayStation Plus. So if you're subscribed to that, you can play it right away. I think.
That's
yeah, but that's
right.
the ugly 2014 version.
Yeah, but yeah,
The
it's
one
not.
with the
the
bad
remake.
graphics from
It's-
4 years
It's
ago.
it's dead to me.
It's not as crisp.
Approach it like Nintendo. It's like, don't look at that old thing. Look at the new thing. Look at the new thing we just made for you. Fuck all that old shit.
And I think
We don't want you to care about that.
I don't know. Do I have any other? Yeah, play all those games. Maybe
Great.
I'm out of games.
Amazing. No,
It's
no
great.
runner-ups or anything. What we got for your list?
Let's see. I played a bunch of random ass indie games this year. So God, none that I can remember the name. Actually, no. Here's a good one. Here's a game that actually just fucking came out. It's called what the hell is the name of this? Chained Echoes. It is in Lawrence fashion. It is another indie game made by a single guy. It's this JRPG. It's just sort of JRPG-esque. It's fun as hell. I've been playing it. It's on Game Pass also. It really hits the mark, especially the fact that one person made it. It has all the elements of a good RPG game. And it has a unique battle system that doesn't suck. Just don't start the game if you're tired like I did, because I was like, this battle system is ass. And then I went back and read the rules and was like, oh, this makes a lot more sense. So it is a very good game. Highly recommend it. Just came out. It's getting positively reviewed like crazy. So
Yeah.
Game Pass it up, everybody.
Nice.
Xbox, give me my check.
Lawrence, sponsored by Game Pass.
And also, Phil, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry about my earlier remarks.
I mean,
Game Pass is incredible.
Phil,
I
give
mean
me my
that
money and we'll
genuinely.
talk. That's all I'm saying. Give me my money, and I'll take back my earlier comments about shit. So
Fair. All right, Wade, sir.
Oh,
You are up.
okay.
Hit us with your endless list of games.
Well, I mean, I do have an Excel spreadsheet. Well, not Excel, Google Docs.
Dear
I've
God.
already made one for next year too. I listed every
So
game I was
Wade.
interested in playing, and then I also have all the games from not this year that I played. But I didn't do a very good job of tracking it this year. But
I
I'm not gonna
genuinely
run through the
thought
whole
you were
thing.
joking when you said that.
No. I have it marked. I have green mark. I can post it in the Discord.
He's
I
if
mean,
you
got
want.
in
it. He
defense,
definitely
I
does.
also have a spreadsheet.
I
so
can
can
export a
see the
PNG right
spreadsheets.
now, but
Y'all are. I won't suggest
Let me-
sharing your screen, but y'all are kind of freaking me out here.
oh yeah, let me.
Wade is a very organized individual.
Yes. Anyway,
Actual spreadsheet.
yeah. It's not great, but anyway, my 2022 game of the year is undoubtedly Elden Ring. It's
Fair.
I can't even put into words. Well, I can. I wrote down a synopsis of my thoughts, but
Can't, don't want to.
Oh, this game's about to wax
I could put it
poetic.
into words if I wanted to.
well, no, initially I did write out like a whole thing, but I'm like, I don't want to just read from a script for this, so I deleted like the 2 pages I had already written and just put it into
2
bullet points.
pages? Okay.
Well, I have
Damn.
thoughts. I'm a very thoughtful individual.
That's why we let you wait.
Elden Ring
So why
is
Elden Ring? Yeah.
Elden Ring is player-driven gameplay at its finest. The narrative is there, but you have to take it upon yourself to look for it, and when you do, you are rewarded immensely through optional side quests that have universe-defining ramifications, as Kevin and I discussed on an episode of the Lore Party podcast. Every environment is distinct in terms of visuals and gameplay. You have the snowy mountaintops of the northern side. You have the golden city of Leyndell. I think that's what it's called. You have the scarlet rot-infested Caelid. You have the lush, vibrant greens of Limgrave and Lernia.
Hold on, time out. Time out.
Yeah,
time out,
what?
time out.
What?
I have to address like the beginning of what you said about
my
What?
it being like something, but you have to go and find it and then you're rewarded immensely. I was like, this just sounds like the boomer, I've got to go get a job and stay at that job all the
Pull
way
up
until
your-
I retire.
Pull
and then
yourself up by the bootstraps and play Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Kinda,
was-
yeah.
This was
I'm loving this PR pitch.
Yeah,
Have
this
you
is-
considered a career in
Pitch,
marketing,
too.
Wade? Because
But-
you're selling me on.
But like, I'm gonna continue on that point because the exploration itself is incredibly rewarding. Guaranteed, like every hour or so, you will find something that makes your jaw drop and go, I thought I knew what this game was, and now you're like doubling my expectations for the future. And that happens every hour or so, where like you turn a corner and it's like, wait, this goes here. Like I circumvented. There's a point like the first major kind of like intended boss. You kind of go through the castle after you beat them, and then you open up the gates, and it's like, oh, welcome to the next area. I actually discovered that way earlier because I was like, oh, what's that cliffside right there? There's a bunch of wolves down there, and then I go and I'm following this cliffside, and I was just like, man, this is going on for a long time, and the logical part of my brain was like, this isn't worth it. Just turn back, keep doing the thing that the game wants you to do. I'm like, no, even if I die, I'm gonna see where this thing goes. And I kept going and going and going and going and going, and then on the screen, just boom, Lernia of the Lakes, and it's just like, should I be here right now? And
No.
and that's what I love about Elden Ring is that it gives you the opportunity to make mistakes that you discover for yourself that are mistakes of just like you get this, and the atmosphere is so thick, you immediately get the understanding of just like, I'm not ready for this. Let me go back and power up, and then I'll be ready for this. And that's the other thing I love about Elden Ring is that like it has the traditional FromSoft gameplay power creep of just like you kill enemies, you come back to base, you power up, and then killing those enemies is easier. But it applies it to like a Breath of the Wild style, like non-linear open world, where it's like, this is technically the first boss, but it doesn't have to be. I'm not good at fighting this dude. I'm going to fight this boss over here instead. And then now I'm more powerful, and this boss that was giving me a hard time earlier, piece of cake now. And so it kind of circumvents the entire like, oh, From Software games are too hard for me kind of argument, because it's like, this game is as hard or as easy as you want it to be.
Pause. That's a lie.
Oh
That
boy.
is
Oh boy.
wholeheartedly cap.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
That's cat.
resume then, so to avoid this.
Just
Yeah.
ignore
no,
it.
no.
Yeah, I'm holding back some thoughts too, but
That is
I
just-
think that's a diversion for another podcast.
Oh. Well, okay, it's still not like it's the easiest FromSoft game or
Oh,
Souls-like
totally.
game in
Well,
my
That I
opinion.
will
Definitely
probably
is.
give you, because I tried like Dark Souls 2, just could not get into it at all, and Elden Ring actually, like, I was a little bit more invested in, and I was able to get a little further into. Yeah.
And I feel like there's actually like incentive to have a non-traditional build, whereas I feel like in the previous games, like there were certain, I guess, like meta builds that like let's be real, like a stealth archer isn't gonna go far in Dark Souls.
Well, let's
I
be
mean,
real here, though. Non-traditional to an extent, because we all know Elon's
yeah,
build was ass, and like, like literally just being a shield is not going to do anything.
yes. But like it gives you like actual real opportunities to experiment with different play styles in the FromSoft style of gameplay, which I thought was really nice. I don't think it's as like flexible as maybe a Skyrim, but because you still have to at the end of the day be able to beat these bosses in a way that they were designed to facilitate being beaten. I phrased that very poorly, but I think the sentiment came through. Um,
Yeah.
but my last point is that I think the power creep in this game is incredible. Not because it just feels good to get powerful and look back at your journey and haha. Like they literally put the a hard boss in the starting area, the tree sentinel that you can try to beat and it's possible, but you're gonna get your ass kicked time and time again. And then you come back to that a few like 10 hours later and it's a piece of cake and you're like, oh, look at how much I've grown. But I also feel that from a narrative and thematic point of view, this also makes sense because one of the major themes, like even in the beginning monologue, it's not oppressive like it is in the Dark Souls games. Like, get ready to die. This world sucks. It's like rise, ye tarnished.
Yeah,
And it's
he
like
loves it.
we want you to succeed. We want you to be good. We want you to feel like an Elden Lord at the end of this. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just reinforced by every single part of the game. Everything feeds into itself, and it's the best game, not only of this year, but dare I say, of the past 2 years or 3 years.
So then, what I
Wow.
got from this is that we should always refer to Wade as the Elden Lord.
I mean, I think I prefer Bloodborne over Elden Ring, but
Fair enough.
Okay.
All
I
right.
say that as a way to undercut myself, but it's also true. But anyway, Elden Ring turns out pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That was.
And I
quite
mean,
the
people were
synopsis.
claiming that back when it first came out, right? Like it came out very early this year.
March, I believe.
And-
February or March.
Yeah, February, March, and people were already like, "Game of the Year 2022 is
It was
locked." Like
In the
nothing.
Yeah, it was
nothing
locked.
come
from
out.
the get-go, yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved God of War Ragnarok. I loved it, but playing it, I felt like this is gonna sound so either pretentious or shitty, but there was like an artistic quality that I felt was lacking in God of War Ragnarok.
Damn.
That
Connor's
even
face
I think
was braced for what you
See,
were
even I
like-
think
I like
God of
how
War, yeah.
I like how Wade just comes in here like, here's my game. I love it. This is why. And also, fuck you, Connor.
No. God of War Ragnarok is is hands down my number 2. Like I still love that game. I love it. I platinumed it. I love it. I still think 2018 is better. And I obviously, as based on what I've just said, I think Elden Ring. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say Elden Ring is better. Elden Ring hit for me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'd like to take
It-
this
yeah.
time to nominate Elden Ring for my newly reformed. Thank you.
I played Elden Ring. I gave it 2 chances. It was just too hard. Like I played Sekiro for a little bit, but Elden Ring was just like stupid hard. And it was just really, really like I tried so hard, and then
You know what I
I-
could say
yeah.
to that? You know what I could say to that?
try harder.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
Oh, okay. Coming
Yeah,
from me now.
there it is.
Damn.
The classic
Okay.
get good.
I will
Yeah.
say, I
No.
I started as a samurai when I first played, and I was like,
Dude.
"Oh, this is kind
I
of
heard that's the
difficult." But
best
then
starting class,
now,
yeah.
all I start off, I mean, just a wretch.
Dude,
It's so much
the-
easier as a wretch.
The weapon ability where you sheath it and then oh my god.
That's
Oh!
sick, yeah. I gave Elden Ring a shot too, and like I said earlier, it is probably the Souls game I've got like, or at least the From game I've gotten like the furthest into. I'll just say I played Bloodborne for like 15 minutes and hated it. I'm sorry, I just really didn't like it. It was really dumb to me. Maybe I didn't give it like a legitimate shot, but it was so boring to me that I just couldn't get into it at first. It didn't grab me. Elden Ring grabbed me a little bit better, and it definitely grabbed me better than Dark Souls 2 did. I also tried the Demon Souls remake that was on PS5 this year.
Love that.
Also didn't really. I mean, I liked it at first, but I got stuck on the first boss and just got frustrated and quit.
Well, you're supposed to lose to the first one.
No, not the first one. I, mean,
I know.
the,
I'm just.
the first one you're supposed to kill, I guess. Like the guy, the big fucking guy with the archers above you. In Demon
Oh,
Souls.
yeah. The Tower Knight. That's like my favorite
Tower
boss
Knight.
in that game.
Tower Knight. I just couldn't.
Oh,
Figure
I
out how
love
to
the
beat Tower
scale
Knight.
of that.
I know, but so anyway, but no, Elden Ring, like I appreciated more about it than probably any other From game I've played that's in the Souls-like genre. But I still kind of put it down and haven't gone back to it since God of War came out. And it's just
Same.
I don't know. It's all about preference, you know. Like some people it grabs, some people it doesn't. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But
I've
yeah,
got a hot take then.
it's not that hot. It's just
No,
yeah, it's like,
no, I've got a hot take.
Oh yeah, you
Yes,
got
here it. Fortnite is better than Elden Ring, and it always
Whoa.
will.
All right.
Okay. Apples and oranges.
What the fuck?
I mean, is John Cena in Elden Ring? Is Mr. Beast in Elden Ring?
I
Well,
can't-
Is
I
Zuko
wouldn't be able to see
Midoriya
him,
in Elden
so.
Ring? No.
Yeah, where else can you make Goku pick up a fucking gun? You can't do that in Elden
Was
Ring
there,
unless
was there
you
a Travis
mod
Scott
it.
concert in Elden Ring? I didn't think so.
I have a very shitty argument for like how to like. I almost treat FromSoft games like certain anime that I love, where it's like you gotta wanna like it to like it, you know. You gotta mentally commit, you know. And then
Yeah.
because my first time playing a FromSoft game was Demon Souls on PS3. I was like, oh, this is good, but shit, man, all right, you know. And then I moved on. Then I tried Dark Souls, and I was like, it's all right. And like,
I
it
love
wasn't
Dark
until I
Souls.
played Bloodborne that I was like, oh, I get it now. And
Yeah.
to be fair, I
liked
bought
the
Bloodborne
patience.
for like $20 the year it came out somehow.
I liked the Surge a lot. The Surge was a Souls-like game that I really enjoyed, and I actually beat it. That's probably the only Souls-like game I've actually finished was the Surge. But you make an interesting point, Wade. Like the games that kind of like demand more of you, in turn, like, and kind of how that compares to TV or just media in general, that like you have to like be consciously invested in and like decide to invest in. I guess for me, it's like I want a game to, you know, sell itself on me rather than me sell myself on a game. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like my time is precious. I don't want to spend it like I don't want a game that's like a chore
Yeah.
that I
Because
have to,
I spent like I said, like I spent a lot of time trying to make myself love Souls games,
yeah.
and finally it happened. But it was a process.
The IPA
So-
of games.
Yeah, I have to be in the mood for
Sure.
it, and I only
gotta-
drink it. I only play it occasionally. Yeah.
You got to just go to enough hipster bars and drink and drink and drink, and then
Once
find a way
you
you're
meet the
like,
little blue witch, then you know it'll all make sense.
Oh, I met her. Yeah.
Oh, I've watched 2 people complete the game in its entirety, so like I've seen it. It's cool. I'm just like
Music
I'm
at the
not.
final boss.
I've seen all of it. I've seen all of it several times. But, you know, hey,
As promised, Wade got us into some controversy and some fighting.
I mean, Elden Ring is not a controversial pick.
No. Just like you know, we had some fighting words for each other. I promise.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
we
no
did.
Fortnite, so you know, come on.
Jesus.
But
And on
yeah,
that point,
Well, you know what
Anyway.
comes after E in the alphabet is F for Fortnite. So it's like, is it? I don't know where I was going with that bit.
boo.
wow,
That
you
sense
really
was made.
you really went for like an alphabetical dunk there, and you missed.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was like,
a long
get
shot.
this out of here.
All right. Well, on that point, Kevin, you're up.
Oh,
sir.
I mean, I didn't get to my others.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
let
was
him,
just
let
one.
him.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit!
That was
Oh
part
no,
one.
hell no, you're done, son.
No, the band is playing.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick. I
The Oscars band
promise.
is playing the wrap it up music right
I'll
now.
be quick.
Yeah, we got the wrap up music. For
Shout
you.
out to
Rapid fire.
God of War, as I said. Shout out to Gran Turismo 7, my most played game of the year. But particularly for my, it's not my honor. Well, it's an honorable mention. It's not my runner up. Is Pentiment by Obsidian. Love it. It's basically a choose your own adventure book, with incredible visuals that looks like a 17th, 16th century like painting. The writing is immaculate. They do some really cool things with text-based storytelling where like the words are legitimately being written in pen and you see the ink dry on the screen. And sometimes there's like they misspell something and it's scratched out and
This man said this is
replaced.
gonna be quick.
No. And then the third act is amazing. All the narratives have payoffs. All the decisions have meaning and purpose, and it's so good. And there's time management and character building that actually matters and encourages you to play through the game multiple times. Pentiment, play it. It's on Game Pass, the greatest deal in all of gaming.
I should have just got like an Xbox like pin to put on my head.
Happy Easter, Xbox. As Usher once said. And then my
Xbox
non-20
eating good today.
You know, they couldn't win. They couldn't do anything at the Game Awards, so we're giving them their ups here.
Yeah. Anyway, game of the year.
My non 2022 game of the year
Oh
is
shit!
actually
We didn't even get there. Holy crap!
is actually. I have words on
He's
this
just
too.
reading off his Excel sheet at this point. We're
No.
stuck. We're all
This man
stuck.
is over
The
here.
brakes,
Like,
the brakes are not working on this train.
You don't understand. For past gen, the Insomniac series, it's already 80 pages long.
please,
Oh
please
my
mute
God.
this man.
Christ.
Um,
Mute this
I
man.
love Insomniac though. I get it.
it's a book. Anyway, Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's the only game I played on my Switch this year. On my Nintendo Wrapped,
Damn.
I played like 2 hours of Animal Crossing and an hour of Uno, but the only game I actually put any meaningful time. My Switch has cobwebs on it, but the only game I played this year in a meaningful capacity on my Switch was Shin Megami Tensei 5 earlier in the year. It's a game that I love playing as much as I love saying the title of Shin Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's such a fun thing to say. Anyway, the atmosphere is oppressive, which is strange for like a Switch exclusive RPG. It's apocalyptic, it's dark, it's brooding, it's mean and evil. The music's incredible with some atmospheric, like demonic slow jams, but also some club bangers. The RPG system advances on
Weeknd
some of
song.
the things. Sure.
Atmospheric, depressing club banger.
Well, it's yeah.
Bingo.
It's actually a technical showpiece for the Switch, which kind of makes Pokemon Scarlet and Violet even more personally insulting to me.
Got him.
Because Shin Megami Tensei, I was legitimately stunned by how good it looks. I was like, this is on Switch? The frame rate's
Shots fired.
ass, so it needs a PC and PS5 and Xbox version. But it's an actually visually impressive Switch game with so much to do. The story is good. Nocturne's story is better. But holy shit, do not sleep on Shin Megami Tensei 5 if you are a JRPG fan and you have a Switch. Take it on the go. It's even better. It's Atlas, you done it again. Can't wait for Persona 6 in 2028.
You just threw in another game. I love how you're machine gunning love and hate and extra games at us. Like it's
I'm getting
this
whiplash. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like we are in the Wade verse right.
You told I spent enough time on Elden Ring. I was like, I gotta just
Yeah.
but-
no, that was great. You hit us with some rapid fire games.
And you want to know the funny thing about it too is like I've got the stream up on screen, and as soon as we start talking about Xbox, we get an Xbox banner ad that pops up.
oh shit. But my runner up for non 2022
Oh
Is,
God. Oh wait. Oh no, you're done.
No,
You're
no, no.
done, kid. We passed him.
Final Fantasy X
I'm
HD.
just gonna
I made me
go.
cry. Final Fantasy X HD. I've played it for the first time. It's
I'm
great.
gonna
That's
go
all I'm
back
gonna
to my
say.
back. No, I'm just
We're
kidding.
dragging you
No,
off.
I'm
the
done.
street.
I'm done.
We're,
I'm done.
muting Wade for the.
we're
I'm
remainder.
done.
We're
I'm done.
muting your mic. The sound off music is played.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You are
Oscars is
banned.
officially
I'm
on
Chris.
the hours
I'm
too
just trying to
long
get
at
some
this
extra
point.
Steam
I
decks
was
for the
gonna say,
people.
do
You know.
think you're Christopher Judge? Like what?
Al
Was it?
Pacino's knees are given out in a few feet
You are
away.
you are banned.
He's
just
dying
like,
to sit down for a drink of water.
You're
Someone get him a
banned just like
Dunkachino.
Salt Bay is from like any soccer related activities now. You're banned. You've done too much.
Damn. All right.
My only crime
Wade-
was caring too much.
Wade,
I thought
thank
he
you
was-
for helping so many folks win more Steam Decks out there.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
let's turn to Kevin.
Oh, I also want to thank
So-
them.
Oh no. Oh god, no.
Oh god.
No.
Kevin, go,
I'll
go, go,
do-
go.
Go,
I'll
Kevin,
do my
go quick.
honorable mentions first. That way I can just rattle off the list. Honorable mentions, I'll say Power Washing Simulator, because come on, you gotta. This game did come out. I think it came out in like 2020, but they did. I guess they officially released it. But it's that Vampire the Masquerade game. It's kind of like Fortnite, but you have powers and you can run around this like European city. I think it's London. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. It's fucking sick. It's really fun. I had a really good time playing that.
I can second that, but I won't.
It's just really fun. And I'm not gonna, Elden Ring's a given, whatever. We've already talked about that. And then I just started playing the other day the Gundam Evolution game, and I was kind of really impressed with it. Gameplay was fun, and I'm a Gundam person, so I liked it already. And then Digimon Survive, I watched a lot of people play that, and I think narratively, it wasn't what people expected. They expected like turn-based kind of like Pokemon kind of style, or like the older Digimon games. This was so totally narration-based, and it was cool. And I didn't play it yet, but like I just watched people on Twitch play it, and I need to get the game because it's really cool. And then my last honorable mention.
You don't own it?
It looks great. It looks awesome.
I like, especially because like the last Digimon game I played was World 3, and that was like the best fucking Digimon game that has ever come out. Like, God, amazing. But like, I was really curious about Digimon Survive because like they were really like quiet with those trailers.
It's great. Like I want to get it. I need that game. And then my last honorable mention would be the Evil Dead game. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight and like party games with my friends and stuff, like my Discord server and all that stuff. And so like Evil Dead though, like it's so fun. It's just ridiculous. It's like Dead by Daylight, but like you could fight back. And there's just, I don't know. It did feel repetitive at times because I think the maps were very limited, and there was a couple things that, I mean, it was a release, so it wasn't too crazy, but like the replayability, like it's just fun. So I really like that. But for me, the game that I like the most, and also Arceus, like, yeah, cool, it's a fun game. But I liked it better than Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, no, I like.
I mean, it was better. It was a lot better.
Gameplay is just better. Just gameplay is better. Sure, like there's not as many Pokemon out running around, but like gameplay is just better.
Yeah, it was. Better.
I really like Stray. Like I haven't beat it yet, but like just to hang out and chill. Like my dog was hanging on the couch and my cat was just sitting there watching, and I'm just like relaxing, and just I'm a cat running around. Like it was fun, and I liked the exploration part of it. You know how like FromSoft with like Dark Souls and stuff, you have that pathway, and then like you finish a boss or whatever, and then it kind of brings you back, and you can like go back and forth between. It opens up the areas to each other. That's kind of how I felt like when I was like exploring, and I'd find one thing, and then I'm like, oh, I can go here now, and then it like leads back to somewhere else that I was at before. And I had fun exploring, but also like just talking to like all these robots and stuff. Like it's just fun to just kind of, there's a more intimate kind of feel because there's not as many, and so you kind of like care about each different robot, and like trying to find this robot's kid, and then like trying to find the guys with the paint buckets just like tossing paint buckets, and then you got the robot on the bottom on the ground who's just like, what the hell, like it's ridiculous, but it's funny. And I don't know, I like the feel of that intimacy in the game. So I also just got my PS5 this year, and I like can only play Tetris Effect so many times. But
no, you can't.
I'm
Never enough.
But
shit.
yeah, I really like Stray a lot.
Stray was great. I watched my wife play it. She was really into it this year.
Oh,
and, that's a good one.
I'm gonna hold my
I
tongue on this
misheard you.
one.
I misheard you. I thought you said you lost your wife to it. I was like, damn.
I mean, a little bit. She was really into it. I would just like catch bits and pieces of it. I remember like she would be running away from the little swarm of like little whatever those things are, and she would just like get really stressed out and yell like no. So like it was fun. No, it was fun like experiencing it secondhand, and it seemed like a really memorable, really charming little game. So that's definitely
it's super relaxing.
Yeah. Well, relaxing until you get to the parts where you run away from the bad guys.
Yeah.
I have a hot take, but I may hold my tongue.
Oh no, let's
don't
hear
do
it.
it.
Might
Shit
as
about
well.
Stray.
Dare you tease us like that?
I
No,
beat
hold on.
Pentiment.
Stop his
I beat
talking
Pentiment.
allocation.
I beat Pentiment, and I was profoundly bored by Stray. And so I didn't.
Okay, moving on.
I did not play it much. I was just like, nah, I'm good.
Duly noted.
Interesting.
This isn't a game of
No
the year.
disrespect.
This is like,
it was
this
just
is
this.
the Wait
I'll fully
Awards.
admit it's a me thing. I'll fully admit it's a me thing.
This is the Wait Awards.
It's not a Stray thing. It's a me thing.
But yeah, so for games that I
And yes, it is.
like I like that didn't come out this year. There's a couple. I would say number one. I'm gonna just say Cyberpunk, just because especially after all these updates and stuff, the game's just stability is really good, and I like the changes that they made. And I made a new save because I never actually beat it, but I made a new save because I said screw it, I'm just gonna start over. And I'm at the tower mission, but I love Jackie so much, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna not I'm just gonna. That's the end of the game right there. Oh damn, we made it to the bar, and now we're famous, and that's it. We're done.
Yeah. Good place to stop.
Yeah, right. But that's my number one. But then number two would be Ghost of Tsushima. It's the most beautiful game I think I've ever played in my life. It's just gorgeous. It plays well. The atmosphere, the music, the artwork, even in the menus, everything is just beautiful. Love it. So that's my number two. And then just I don't know. I've been playing. I always play I always come back to Minecraft and Frostpunk. You know what I mean? I those games just always pop up for me, and I just continuously keep playing them. I have a love-hate relationship with Frostpunk, and now they announced the second one, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, now I have my Valve Index, so now I'm just jumping into the VR world, and that's just been a lot. So
Is Project Wingman VR?
oh god,
That would
Let me
make me
check. I
throw
might
up.
be.
I think I heard that it was.
Let
I've
me
been watching
check.
I saw Michael play Among Us
don't know.
in VR, and I'm curious. I'm I kind of want to do that. That. Just
I tried it.
I just see TikToks of kids getting harassed in Among Us, and it's
Yeah.
funny,
I
but
think I
also
saw-
leave those kids alone.
Try
saw
playing
something-
VR chat, and then come call me, and you'll be like,
I
Yeah,
think I saw a clip on Twitter. It was a game of Among Us, and some kid was saying whoever can do the best gritty is not the
God.
imposter, and that broke my brain for a few minutes. I just couldn't really process anything properly. Wait, what? What the fuck did I just see? Here.
That's how kids establish a hierarchy. So
Yeah.
They dance.
I tried
battle.
No Man's Sky. I tried No Man's Sky, and I was just like, oh
in
shit.
VR.
Worse than
Yeah,
VR.
it
Oof.
wasn't
Good.
that bad.
Yeah.
What was annoying was it wasn't controller based. I straight up had to grab onto the thrusters and pull back and do, and I was like, oh shit.
Mhm.
But the one game that I have gotten VR sickness before was oh, what the hell is it? I can't think. What's the one where you're looking for ghosts in a house? Holy shit.
Luigi's Mansion.
No,
Yeah, right.
I know
No,
what you're thinking of. Phasmophobia.
Yeah, Phasmophobia. I played Phasmophobia.
Mm-mm.
And it was, for some reason, it was so fluid that I instantly started feeling sick. And I started a match, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna leave and leave these people high and dry. So I'm just sitting there like this the whole time playing. I finished the match and we won, but I was just like, fuck.
Couldn't
So,
play
yeah.
that shit in VR.
Just sit in the
Right.
truck and look at.
Oh,
mine.
as soon as I got into the house, I instantly was like, this is a mistake. One, because I feel terrible, and two, holy shit, I'm scared. It was really as soon as you get in the house and it's dark and you're just looking around, you're like, ah, shit. VR is fun. I like VR. I'm enjoying it.
I can confirm Project Wingman does have a VR mode. It does have VR support.
Get that $40 Flight Stick Top Gun Maverick bundle.
There you go. Just call me Rooster from now on.
No.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Kevin. Avery, you're up.
I am happy to go, but I really, really need to pee. So can I go for
Oh.
2
Oh,
minutes?
I have.
Intermission.
I do have.
Intermission.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for
No,
it.
I can
I can
fill. I can fill. You know.
Oh, I can fill.
We
I
know
can
Wade
fill. I
can
have.
fill. Yeah,
I,
Wade, we
I-
know
You
you can
Wade
fill.
I
He's got
have
an Excel
more-
sheet.
I have more honorable mentions now. I just started looking at my Switch
You
wish
go,
list.
I'll be
So
back.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
got you
No
covered.
problem.
I got you covered. So my honorable mentions, because there are actually a lot of games that I wanted to add now. One, The Big Con. That game came out this year. It's like a small Canadian development team, and it's a game where You basically to save your it's like 90s or like 80s or some shit, but like you're basically have to save your mom's video store. And to do it, you follow this dude across the country and like pickpocket people. And you
Oh.
have to like hit bigger and bigger like cons, as you go.
Interesting.
It is a very cool game, and you also have this like little like kind of 90s themed mascot imaginary friend. It's like Rad Ghost. Very very fun game. It's on the Switch. It's not on Game Pass, but you can buy it for like $19.
Not on Game Pass. Don't need it.
So wait, it's the big con as in like conning people, confidence artist, not as in like like convention, like anime convention or something.
No,
Right.
it is you are a pickpocketer.
Okay.
Like you're a pickpocketer for good, and there's more to the story, but like
Yeah,
Interesting.
you do things to pickpocket people, and it's very very interesting. Then I would say that my last I have way more honorable mentions, but one of my last ones will be Neon White and
Oh, hell yeah.
Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. Best game ever. It's a game about like basically you play the alien stock market of organ trading, and it's just as weird as it sounds. People need a liver, you got to go find a liver, and there's the quality of the liver, and then you sell it on the stock market for extra cash, and you fulfill all of these orders. And it's so
Jeez.
fast paced because you're basically just a day trader, but you're selling fucking organs.
Wow.
Wow.
I
Very
will say
good game.
one game that I am excited that was announced this year that we officially have seen gameplay and everything of is the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy.
Yeah.
Let's
Collection.
go!
I am so fucking pumped for that. Like
Yeah.
I don't own every ROM. What are you talking about? I do have every cartridge.
I imported them
but
overnight from Japan.
I am so pumped to spend $120 and buy it on Switch and PC. That way I can just destroy kids. Like I am
This, you
so
little
pumped.
bastards.
Well, like
That
so,
was
like,
like-
I'm definitely getting it on Switch so Lawrence and I can just like that's what I want. But I mean the PC version, like I also have this like I forget the name of the company, but they made like a Super Nintendo controller that I've had for a really long time. And when I played the first one, the DS remake on PC, it like goes into PC. You can plug it in your PC. It's USB as well. And so I was playing it with a Super Nintendo controller. Oh man, is it more fun doing it like that? So I'm gonna buy it twice, and I'm so excited for this. I just hope there's more. They're
Capcom
not
thanks you
showing
for your
us that they
service.
did. I really hope that they are going to put more in it that they just haven't shown us, but I'm so excited. That will be my game of the year. I'm just going to show up in next year and just say, hey, sorry, you already knew this, but that will be the game of the year.
Speaking
Yeah,
of Capcom,
for sure.
I fuck Elden Ring. My game of the year is the Street Fighter 6 beta.
Okay.
Anyway,
Quick
anyway.
turnaround.
Oh my
I
God.
also
What a
have.
hard pivot.
Wow.
All right,
Yeah. hard
Avery
to-
is back. Avery, take us
That
home.
was a joke, but also
Yes.
not. But anyway.
Basically, I got
Mute
so
wait.
excited. I was like, "Oh no, now I need a break." And I was also worried that I was going to say too much because I'm so excited about these games.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. no,
I'm gonna
not-
take my
clearly not
time
a
now.
problem.
Wade has cleared the path for me.
Please do. Take the
So,
take the heat away from me.
The 2022 game of the year that I have is I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I was really hyped for it when I saw it announced. Basically, on the title and the banner alone, I was like, this seems like it's going to be really amazing. I ended up buying it when we actually did Extra Life. And I bought it at the same time as another game, started playing the other game, swapped to Exocolonist, and from that moment on, I was just like gone. I was in it for like 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't do anything else. I didn't talk about anything else. I just sat every evening for like 5 or 6 hours and just played this
Can
game.
you
And then,
can you describe what the game is?
yeah, so it's basically a science fiction branching narrative time loop game. And you start off, you're basically this character who is in some variation called Soul. And you are 10 years old, you're on a ship that is heading towards what everyone thinks is like vacant planet, although of course when you get there it isn't vacant, there is alien life. And you basically go around interacting with the other characters. You can do various things to spend your time in the seasons and the year, so you can do like learning engineering or agriculture, going on expeditions, stuff like that. And depending on what kind of route you go down, you learn different things about the planet. You can romance other characters. There's like so much in it. And of course, when I got to both of my games are quite romance focused in a way, which I think says a lot about me. I was just like, love the romance options, fell in love with the characters. The art for the game is literally stunning. It's this like very like pastel shaded, soft hope punk, solar punk type future, which are all the things that I'm really into. And with the main character Sol, at the beginning of the game, this is the only game I have ever played where there was a gender slider. And not only was there a gender slider, there's a gender presentation slider. So you could identify as like she, her, they, them, or he, him. And then you could have like femme, masculine, or androgynous gender presentation. And you can change them at any point in the game. Wow. So you can also canon have trans characters and have your gender and your gender presentation fluctuate. And I was just like, this is the only game I've ever played where I can actually get as near to my identity as I possibly can. In the romance options, you could be monogamous, you can be polyamorous. Like, there are so many options. The only thing that I had an issue with is that both of my romance options, one was monogamous and one was polyamorous. So I ended up having to choose between the two of them, and I was like, I don't love that. But overall, it's just very good. Soundtrack's amazing. Characters are amazing. Everything about it is just like so. Yeah, I played it 3 times in a row, back to back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
So
Nice.
that's that one. Very, very cute. Go and play it. And then this is when the excitement like goes through the roof. So my my game of the year that I played in 2022 that I have become like so deeply obsessed with, that's probably a little bit unhealthy, is Final Fantasy 15.
Boom! There we go. Let's go.
Get the air horn.
Like,
Finally, someone else. Holy shit, we've made it.
to have gone the past like 6 years or something, I had no idea. All I knew, there's a blonde guy, he's called Prompto, he's voiced by Robbie Damon. That's it. That's the extent of my knowledge. Didn't know anything else. Wasn't interested. Never played a Final Fantasy game. Wasn't interested in playing one. And then like literally like I think 2 weeks ago, my best friends just was like, hey, you know, you really should play Final Fantasy 15.
Everyone should.
Not interested. Okay, here, let us pitch it to you like this. It is a road trip of a bunch who are clearly gay and in a polyamorous situation.
I mean,
with each other.
it literally starts with like. It literally starts with "Lean on Me" as they're all like grunting and sweating and helping each other out.
I was just like, how did you not tell me this 6 years ago? I would have been there. At the minute you said it's like gay boys on a road trip, absolutely there for it. And then they were like, oh, by the way, there's this one particular character you will love. And they sent me a picture, and I was just like, why did you leave this for 6 years? If you had shown me that character, I would have just played it. I didn't need any context. So I played the game. I finished it a couple of days ago. Absolutely heartbroken.
You said 15, right? You guys are talking about 15.
15.
Yeah, where the main character is basically like a cosplay of Sasuke.
It's Sasuke, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have
It's
15.
fucking amazing.
I have 15. I bought it for Xbox One. I played it for a little bit, and then like the Destiny expansion came out, and I just like put it down. So maybe I'll have to like pick it up again.
It's one of those games though, like you had like it really encourages exploration because like the first time I played it, I got to the end of it and like I didn't have any of the shit. Like I didn't have any of like the special weapons or anything, and I was like level 60, so like I was getting
The
my ass
engine
whooped.
blade,
I didn't have shit, and I was just getting like my ass whooped. It was absolutely
Dude.
terrible.
just hanging out with the boys, going camping, eating these excessively good-looking meals prepared by
Eating some
Ignis.
chocobo. No.
God damn, what a game!
It was a
Well, and
it
I
was a
think
good game.
the thing that I really liked about it as well is that as someone who has never been interested in Final Fantasy, it was a lot easier to play. It's not turn-based. It's live-action fighting. The narrative is really good. The characters are really good, and unlike a lot of the other the beef I have with open world games at the moment is they're just hundreds of hours. But this, I completed it in like 30 hours. You can do a bit of exploration, or you can just focus on the story and you can just kind of zoom through it, and then you can go back and you can replay bits and you can build on it like that. And I was just like so surprised, like literally didn't expect how good it was going to be. Soundtrack is like literally
Oh my god,
Yeah,
Yoko
soundtrack.
Shimomura going
Whole
off
thing.
on that.
Oh my god.
I think that's
What was
yeah,
the
it was
singer they
just-
got in there?
Well, they had
Oh,
shit.
Florence.
Yeah,
Florence and the
Florence
Machine, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was that soundtrack slapped. That was a fantastic game.
I was just like,
Shout
how
out
can
Florence.
you make a game where you can make me cry by just like 4 guys pushing a car?
Dude,
4
that
guys pushing a car
main
now
menu
just makes me
theme,
cry.
that main menu theme after you beat the game hits so different. Oh
Mm.
my god, dude. When I don't want to spoil it, but it's also been 6 years, but when the logo changes,
Mhm.
ah, damn, what a game.
It's just a
The whole
surprisingly
thing's so
dark
good, so
story
good.
also.
Yeah, just the moment to moment, like it wasn't even the story for me. It was just like the moment to moment hanging out with your bros, and just like the back and forth and the dynamic and the relationship
love
and the
you say
intimacy of like
bros,
how
I would
vulnerable they
say.
all are with each other. It's just like, oh my god, it's so good. Oh, and when
Yeah,
you
it's
finally
just
at the
those-
end, when you choose the moment you want
You've
to
had
look
your
back
time.
on.
You get out of my slot. This
You
is
brought up
my
Final Fantasy
slot.
15. I'm sorry. I've waited 6 years for this.
Excuse me, this is the Wade verse. We just live in it.
I'm sorry, but I waited
Avery-
6 years to gush about
This
this
is
game.
Avery's game of the year pick, not yours.
Do you
Wade,
prefer
so-
it over 13? I'm curious because I had 13 and I played it a little bit. That was my first Final Fantasy game, and I was like, okay, it's fun, it's okay. I never finished it because I get this thing when there's too much stuff to do. I get all like, come on already. Now I'm like bored. I just want it to end. I don't like you've given me too many things to do. Like Skyrim, I'm like, there's like a billion things to do in Skyrim, and now if I ever play Skyrim, I just go through the main story because I'm like I'm over it. I'm
Yes.
just curious if everybody. Okay, all right, fine. All right,
Yes.
that's all I need to know.
I will say no more.
Yeah, it was like we're not getting onto this, but I think it's just because the narrative, some of the chapters go really quickly. So once you jump into the story, you can kind of get caught up in it, and it can kind of steam you through. But yeah, as Wade said, it's like the overall narrative. I actually understood what the fuck was going on in a Final Fantasy game for the first time, and then it's those little moments, setting up camp, going fishing, driving around in your car for hours and just like hanging out with and I was gonna say Wade says bros, I would say boyfriends.
Well,
And it's just so good. And also the last thing I want to say is just one of the things that has been really great is that even though I'm coming to it 6 years down the line, the fandom is still very active. People still really want to talk about it. I posted something on Tumblr. I just finished playing this and I'm so emotional, and immediately loads of people were like, oh, welcome to the fandom, here's some tissues, come on in. So that's also a really good thing. I don't even think I have any honorable mentions, just the 2 of those games, incredible.
Noctis is also in Tekken. Anyway.
Cool.
Well, that's
Nice.
great. Thank you for sharing.
I
Avery
didn't like
slash
fishing.
Wade.
I didn't like fishing in
The
that game. That's the
fishing
only
is
thing I'm
so
gonna say.
hard.
Yeah, it was shitty.
I'm not going to say anything.
I couldn't fuck with
Okay.
the fishing, but everything else, fantastic. Like, classic. Fishing.
I do have a couple of really quick honorable mentions I didn't get to. If I can throw them out. Is
Throw 'em
just
out.
what came out this year that I also really liked. Haven't played enough of it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
Wu-Tang
really awesome.
is in that.
Yeah, like Lawrence, I'm glad you and I have had at least a couple experiences of just getting to kick some shell together and just really nerd out and because that just transports me directly back to like my childhood with my old NES that my cousins gave my brother and I, and we would play like the original Turtles in Time or something on it, I think, and really awesome, really little game that came out this year. Really glad it did. But also, Mount and Blade Bannerlord originally came out in early access in 2020, and I played the shit out of it immediately. But it had its final full release this year, and just want to shout out Tale Worlds for their accomplishment with Bannerlord. It's an amazing game, and it's finally like kind of in the shape it needs to be fully released as of this year. So honorable mentions to those games because they're both very fun, very.
And Goat Simulator 3 too, right, Connor?
I don't even know what you're talking about, dude.
What's the story here? What's the what is the story here?
What is
What
this
did
bit?
I
I'm not
give
a
you
part of this
to
bit.
incent to inspire this bit that you're on?
I don't know. I will say too, the Destiny Witch Queen. So I have a very interesting relationship with Destiny. It was a second job for a while, but I
yeah.
did decide to play Witch Queen, and holy shit! Like, first off, voice acting, good God, I was completely blown away by how good it was. But just the whole concept was sick. Like,
What
talk
it's the
about like,
implications?
well, I don't want to spoil anything if anybody hasn't played it, but pretty much it's like you have Hive Guardians essentially now, and the whole thing with Savathun, like she's actually not bad, but is kind of shady. But like, there's a whole. I remember Connor and I had talked about this for a while, where we were like, kind of figuring out, like, I think everybody, all of our enemies are kind of starting to work together with us, and we're eventually going to. I know we didn't want to get into speculation, but that's kind of how we saw it, and that's what
Right.
it's doing. And so now you have Hive that use the light, and the whole kind of, I don't want to say meta, but the concept of what a guardian is just completely flipped. And I haven't played the new current expansion, but I know that there's like another group of humans now that use the light, but like aren't guardians or whatever. And there's just all this whack shit going on, and
Also,
they revealed like the ultimate, evil person showing
The
up and all this.
witness.
It's insane, and it's like feels really like they actually have really delved into storytelling now, and so like hardcore rather than just shoot 'em up looters. It very story driven now, and all just Hive Guardians are fucking cool, man.
also, there's one point you missed. Osiris and Saint 14.
Yes,
It's canon. It's canon.
oh
Now.
my god,
Yeah.
yes, it is. Seeing Osiris like disappear and seeing Saint 14 like lose their shit and just scream no, like that was so awesome.
Well, the thing
get
that's
chills.
awesome about Witch Queen is that they're like finally making good on the promises they made almost 10 years ago. It's like we're finally getting answers to this shit. It's like thank
I
you.
feel like
God.
they were held back though, like because
Yeah.
of all the stuff that was going on in the business side of it. It definitely caused some issues, and I think now that they're on their own again and they can finally say, finally, we can fucking just like do what we want to do.
And it's ending too. Like they have an ending that's coming in 2 or 3 years.
Ending,
Well,
because
Asterisk.
you know
to
they're
the
definitely
light
going-
and dark saga, as they say.
I am going to move us away from a Destiny podcast real quick
Sorry.
because
Yeah.
We can
in
make that.
Discord, in Discord, I want to shout out. I want to read out some team members who shared their games of the year who couldn't be on this recording. I want to make sure we read those as well. The first one is from Caleb, who couldn't be on the recording today, but he did write a little bit for us to read in the Discord, so I'm going to read it. His pick for the best game released this year is Triangle Strategy on the Switch, I believe.
Yeah.
Which he wrote is also known as, quote, Octopath Emblem Sin 2, which I think is a joke about Octopath, Traveler, Fire Emblem, and Divinity Original Sin 2. So Caleb wrote that the story and gameplay were both excellent and creatively implemented. And that's all he had to say about that. Triangle strategy. The best game that he played this year that didn't necessarily come out this year was Persona 5 Royale. Or Royal. Why did I say it like that? Persona
You're
5
literally
Royal.
playing it
Everybody
right
says
now on
Royale.
Discord.
Yeah. And Caleb wrote that for reasons known and understood by many people before me who have talked about how good Persona 5 is. So he's really punting this one to the public here. Everyone has praised Persona 5 for many, many years, considered one of the best JRPGs ever made. And for those same reasons, Caleb loved it as well, and he loved playing it this year. Michael also typed up his real quick, so I'll read what he wrote as well. Michael wrote that my games of the year are Stardew Valley, a relaxing game of endless wonder and joy, Kentucky Route Zero, which is hard to put into words, but there will never be a game like it again, Resident Evil 4 VR, which is my favorite way to play a perfect game, Fortnite.
Yes.
Fortnite no builds, baby.
Fortnite no build specifically, that game mode. The only game that feels truly next gen is what Michael says.
Shout out to the gang.
Man, gang.
What do you mean by that?
Huh?
No, I can't. with Fortnite. I have never spent money on that game. I only play because like you all are like, come play Fortnite. I'm like, fine. Or like my other friends are like, come play Fortnite. I'm like, fine. The only
Gotta
time I
spend
will
money.
ever spend money, the
It's
only time I will ever spend money, when they come out with the Power Rangers like skins and all
happen.
that,
It'll
I'll
happen.
fucking buy all of it.
Yeah,
but other than
that's
that,
that's
At-
guaranteed.
Guaranteed to happen, yeah.
At this point, I'm making a point to be default skin. Just like
No,
if you think about it, it's rarer. It's rarer.
It is.
It
I'd
is.
do
At
it.
this point, it's rarer. For me, it's the opposite. I've never spent money on a free-to-play, like live service game, like Destiny. I've never bought a expansion.
Marvel Snap got
Lightfall
me.
may be my first, but Fortnite, I have been tempted. I bought some
Dragon
Star
Ball
Wars
Legends.
skins. I bought the Dragon Ball Z skin. I had to.
The Street
still
Fighter
haven't even played
collaborations
it.
did tempt me.
I'm gonna go and get the Deku skin too.
Yeah.
And the All Might skin.
Oh.
I'm gonna
I'm
do
tempted
it.
for sure.
I'm gonna spend my money on this. It's
Chun
very
Li
cool.
and Blanca tempted me.
My problem is I am a whale in Dragon Ball Legends, and that's probably the only game I'll spend money on, and that's it.
Is that the Frieza survival game?
No,
No.
it's the mobile Dragon Ball game, and it's very addicting, and I have a problem,
Yeah.
and I haven't logged in this morning, and I'm already itching because of it.
Oh no.
Me spending $3 on Marvel Snap, even that was just like, oh god, what precedent am I setting for myself here?
Add
Is
some
this okay?
zeros
Once you open the
to-
floodgates,
Yeah,
All your
add some
money goes
zeros
away.
to that for me, and
As he
I-
buys
yeah.
every single Destiny 2 expansion, and the Gundam
Right.
skins in Destiny 2, but you know.
right. Clearly,
I made it look like
even.
Evangelion, so you know, it was worth the
Yeah.
$10, you know.
Okay, well, we are running a bit long, but that's a-okay. I'm gonna rattle off my picks, and then I have one question for each of you, which you have to answer in one sentence.
Wow.
Wait, are you gonna be able
Wade's
to handle
out
that?
already.
Dude, you
I know they
I
call him
consider
one
my-
sentence Wade over here. You know.
I know you have
Hey.
8 pages
No.
ready to go. Locked
A
It's
in.
great
run-on
writer-
sentence.
Okay.
a great writer says many things in few words. So I will live up to this task.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so very quickly, I did want to share my picks. My game of the year that I played this year that didn't come out this year is Red Dead Redemption 2. Much like Caleb, I will punt this to the rest of the zeitgeist. Everyone already knows why Red Dead 2 is incredible. I love it for all of those reasons, and I can't believe I waited this long to play it. My runner-up this year is Disco Elysium, also a very
Yes.
good game. Everyone knows why it's good, why it's so unique. I've never quite played a game like it, and I don't know that I ever will again. It was a wild experience. My game of the year picks for the ones that came out this year were tough because, as most people on this call notoriously know, I never buy games full price. I always wait like years for the sale. Hashtag patient gamer. So the only games I bought this year, I think, were Pokemon Arceus at the start of the year. I will say, not particularly a great game, but I liked the fact that it pushed the boundaries of what a Pokemon game can be, and for once experimented with the formula in a way that wasn't just like, we added Z evolutions, aren't you happy? So I will commend it for that. I like it more than Scarlet and Violet. I also bought Violet. Haven't beat it yet because it's a terrible mess and everyone already knows about that. But
I'm in the
Yeah.
first area still in Arceus, and I have
Yeah.
filled all the stars because I was just running around the first area
Yeah.
collecting.
It's fun. The gameplay loop is fun. It's a bit simplistic, and it could have used a bit more complexity and some more features and whatever.
Isn't
but,
it kind
as
of
a
like Monster
first
Hunter where you have
try-
like a base you have to like return to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically
yeah, there's a
Monster
home
Hunter
base.
Pokemon.
Yep.
I do
So
like
I
that.
liked that they
I do like
experimented
that.
with the formula and then took some of those lessons and are implementing them into the mainline game. So I want to encourage Game Freak to continue experimenting.
And to take their
because
time.
and much more could be said there, but I'll wrap it up there. I will say my runner-up for the game that did come out this year, I can't really say it's a game of the year because I only played a couple hours, but Wade, you reminded me of it. I downloaded Pentiment from Game Pass a while back, and I only played a couple of hours and was immediately sucked into it. And it's like you said, it's a very simple like choose your adventure game on the surface, but you get an hour or two in, and you're like, there's way more going on here. And
Oh, it's wait till
you're
wait till
completely
you keep
sucked in.
going.
Yeah, so based on what you said earlier, Wade, I'm excited to play it and complete it. So those are my picks for 2022. To wrap up our conversation today, I know this was not planned, but I want to spring it on all of you as a final question to wrap up. Looking ahead to 2023, I know there's a ton of games coming out next year that we all want to play. I'm only going to allow you to pick one, and you have only one
Fuck.
that you're gonna say you're most excited for on at least on this recording today, and a sentence or two on
Wade.
why.
We will ban you, Wade, if you.
I
tell
don't
us.
even need a sentence. I don't even need a sentence.
He says that like
Exactly.
he has said that like 8 times. I should drink. I should literally drink every time you say.
I
that.
got 3 words. That's all it need. That's all it'll take.
Yeah. Okay. So let's actually go in backwards order this time for this. Avery, 2023. What are you looking most forward to?
Baldur's Gate 3. Played it in early
Yes.
access. So hyped for it. Love it. Love the characters. Really like the first chapter. Really excited to see where it goes.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Kevin.
Mega Man Battle Network Legacy. It's just I'm excited to not only relive the whole story, but also I'm glad that it's getting a modern. It's getting brought back into the modern world, so we can all finally now play online, and it actually feels like you're in the game IRL because phones and shit. It's just like what Lawrence and I have talked about.
Yeah. I've wanted Mega Man on my Switch for years. It's finally happening. Wait.
TV too. I can put on my TV.
I got 3 words for you, and I'll
He's
stop
already
it
used
there.
them all.
Shit.
He's already used them all the words.
No, go for it, Wade. Let's hear it.
Street Fighter 6.
Nice.
Beautiful. I mean, the beta was your game of the year for 2022, so the full game must
Let's
be.
go.
No more words.
A man of his word.
All right, Lawrence.
I only promised 3 words.
I would have said I was actually Mega Man is what I would have said, but actually I've been thinking about it, and what I am most excited about is fucking Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Yes, Spider-Man 2. That's about to be fucking amazing. We're finally gonna continue the original story. We'll probably get some Venom in there. Much better upped graphics. We get Peter and Miles. Like, it's gonna be fucking great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, give me that Venom suit. Ugh. Connor.
Definitely Jedi Survivor.
Mhm.
But
Ooh, yeah.
also a bit of a sleeper pick is Company of Heroes 3. I'm looking forward
Oh,
to
yeah.
both of those next
Mm.
year.
Classic RTS. I loved the OG Company of Heroes
Love Company
games.
of Heroes. Great franchise.
Michael in the Discord, who's actually listening in live to this, which I love. He also threw out his pick for the most excited in 2023, and it's Hades 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
that's
I
not
think
next
many of
year
us on
though,
this
is
call
it?
can
That's
also say.
2024.
Yeah, it's probably early
allow
access
it,
next
we'll
year
Yeah, I
though.
think it's early access. In
That'll be
23.
goaty.
Yeah,
But you know,
yeah, it'll probably
still
be
have to
like
play
a
one.
early access 23 and then official launch in 24. But we'll allow it. That's Michael's pick. For
Should I
next
buy
year.
Hades 1 on Switch or
Yes.
PC?
Yes,
Ha-
objectively, yes.
Either
just
one.
buy it anywhere
Just
and
buy
play
it.
it.
Doesn't
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. Bring joy into your life and play Hades.
Yeah,
Like
for
it,
real.
but
I wanna get a
Lawrence
Steam
has a hot
Deck.
take, but he's holding back.
Lawrence
I can
is
see it.
out. No.
For,
Bye.
I will say for 2023, Connor took mine, but it was Jedi Fallen Survivor. I'll add then the other. There's so many games, but I'll add that the other one that I'm really looking forward to that no one has said is Fire Emblem Engage, which maybe is controversial because a lot of people are shitting on it, but I think it looks good. I loved Three Houses, and Engage looks like more of Three Houses, which is what I want. So I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem.
I do have another game.
Okay, say it very quickly.
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
There it is. I was waiting for it. I was like,
Yeah.
where is it?
Holy shit. We're all so used to not being hyped for it. You
I was kinda
we're training ourselves not to think about it.
I
Yeah,
kind of
just-
respected that, like, no one was going for the easy answer here. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. 2023 is stacked.
Yes.
This conversation next year is going to be like 5 hours long.
We're eating good next year.
Dude, you thought I had words for Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
boy.
gosh. All right. Well, 2023 is going to be a great year. Let's wrap up the discussion there. Thank you all for hopping into this recording and for sharing your hot takes, your cold takes, your room temperature takes, and everything in between. And it's clear that we all played a lot of great video games this year, and it's going to be a super fun 2023 as well.
hell yeah.
I'm sorry I hijacked.
Wait till
No, you're
wait,
not.
so wait to
No,
see
you're
what he's
not.
gonna do next year.
I just got pumped up, you know?
Next year he's gonna
okay.
be. It's gonna
The
be
excitement
worse.
is contagious. It is.
Oh, Michael
right.
also said, "Damn, I should have said a Disco Elysium instead of freaking Fortnite." So, I guess Michael's real answer for Goaty is
Real answer
Disco
is not
Elysium.
Fortnite. Disco
Not a
Elysium.
Oh
joke.
no, real answer is Fortnite. Die, baby.
I got no
Goku
beef.
and-
I got no
and
beef.
Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium. I haven't played it, but I've heard amazing things about it. So.
Yeah, it's great.